What's a controversial red flag that you have? People who are too prudish aren't playful in the sack. We aren't damn Puritans anymore. 10-1 My bet is that Native American tribes' sexual openness and acceptance for different gender identities were the primary catalyst for all the hate from pilgrims. In an age where ankles were considered too sexual to show, having boobies flop around in front of your wife had to cause some marital issues. But I digress. We are not those people talking to the US folks. It's fucked up how we abhor sexuality and love violence, when most of the rest of the world does the exact opposite. I'm too nice. And I don't mean that in a generic, I'm just so nice, you guys. Girls don't like nice guys like me. Sorta way. I mean that I was raised to be so unfailingly polite that I've had people straight up tell me that they think I'm putting on an act or covering something up. You know those guys in movies that are so nice that you can immediately tell that they're the bad guy? That's me, apparently. I once actually got in trouble at work because a customer reported me to my supervisor. I was so polite that the customer thought I was actively mocking them. Inability to be direct with me. I am so shit at implication. I understand it's a normal part of communication for most people, but I literally cannot understand why someone would imply something instead of being direct unless they felt unsafe saying what they mean. And one, I want to know what you feel you need so I can make sure that your needs are addressed. 2, I don't want to be with someone who doesn't feel comfortable being direct with me. Either they have shit they need to work on, or I haven't been a good partner and should be accountable for my shit. I am charming, attractive, well-spoken, quick-witted, good in bed, and have some great stories to tell. And as soon as I hook you, I will manipulate you to give me money to fuel my addiction, make you think you won't be an asset to anyone but me, and gaslight you all the way to the bank. I will say that I'm now sober and a completely different person, but that's what you would have gotten out of me a year ago. The first part is still true. Now I'm just a catch. Redditors that don't read the question or statement, and just pick the word and take the argument in a different direction. For example, I posted in Shower Thoughts that cheating is common but people are still surprised, and the majority of comments were that cheating is bad, so my comment was bad. I never said cheating wasn't bad, but people can't read the actual statement and have a logical discussion. People saying they are snobs in some part of the culture and criticizing the mainstream. Yes, I also like jazz and rock, but other genres don't become trash because of this. People who listen to pop music and don't jerk off to art house movies sometimes sound and are much more interesting than those who never listen to stinking rap. Having too many friends or any male friends. Being friends with exes. Any history of sex work, for example OnlyFans. Stupid tattoos and piercings, I guess also controversial within the above mindset. Totally abstaining from alcohol, just wouldn't work. You mean what I consider to be red flags, or that I have? I'm assuming the former. Active social life. What I once perceived as a positive in my teens and 20s now feels absolutely exhausting. You just know almost every weekend will be booked and it's going to be this dinner, that party and that outing. I'm so over that life at this point. I just want another couch potato to potato with me. I will very often not reply to texts. I simply don't see a need to make a random filler sentence when I have nothing to say, especially if it's going to devolve into a long string of filler sentences because nobody wants to be the one that leaves them on read. If I have something to say, I will text you. Can't handle money because I grew up poor. Now I'm not poor anymore and earn a decent wage. You're gonna be much more when I graduate soon, but every cent that comes in is gone at the end of the month. Don't really see the worth of money somehow. I buy a lot and also give away a lot. Crippling mental health issues. Sorry I can't be in another relationship where I have to shoulder all her emotional baggage, but the moment I need someone to lean on it's too much for you. Edit. Assuming the wording is about red flags I have for other people, wasn't clear. I'm pretty vocal about how much I hate rednecks, the South, the color purple, dog owners, anime, furries, weeps, nihilists, Nazis, a good handful of trans women on Twitter, WH40K, and other things. I'm very angry at the world and its people. Being good friends with exes. Many people say that's a sign of a mature adult. In my experience, one of the two exes still has residual feelings, and it's just awkward. Obviously, this doesn't apply if kids are involved. Borderline personality disorder, substance use disorder, and major depressive disorder. I have been single for a decade and am not looking, because I'm afraid I might end up being a dangerous addition to someone's life. I am terrible at just overtly apologizing for a mistake, something I've done wrong. I feel so awkward doing it and always feel like I sound insincere, just assume that people know I'm sorry for the thing I did. Staying friends with an ex. They're an ex for a reason, no need to bring the past into a new relationship. Only exception to this obviously is if you have children with them. Dogs also don't count as children. Anything to do with mental health? Got bipolar, autism, OCD, anxiety, hormones, ADHD or any other popular self-diagnosis? I just don't feel like dealing with it, but I appreciate you letting me know. Being super religious. I won't date a super religious person because I don't want to date someone I don't respect. Because religion is for stupid people. Bring forth the down votes. I think lack of communication. Communication is key in any relationship. I consistently avoid important conversations, refuse to listen, or resort to manipulative tactics. I have attachment issues because I don't want to be taken advantage of. This also means I avoid all sorts of romantic gestures. Here's a red flag that I have for people while living in America. Meeting someone and they only have the same race friends. Reminder to sort by controversial if you want the actual answers, since people just upvote stuff they agree with. I fall for girls too easily and show too much affection too soon. My heart has a very low melting point. I cheat people commenting what controversial red flag they might raise instead of what they have. I got a Soviet flag somewhere in my little flag collection. Is that a controversial red flag? When she is her dad is daddy on her phone and all phone calls and texts must be in secret. Weapon-related hobbies. Turns out, not everyone is into me having walls covered in swords. Say that being on social media all the time is bad and still going there all the time. Looking at the comments, I don't think most Redditors know what controversial means. I think Freddy Got Fingered is one of the best movies ever made unironically. Sometimes I don't get things done until it is at most last chance to do them. I'm on high doses of narcotics. I guess that is a red flag to some people. For my revenge I choose gossiping around about people who did me dirty. That I do it occasionally. Red flag for some, green flag for others. I prioritize honesty over sparing feelings in certain situations. I believe that stereotypes are valid first-order approximations. Preaching against the scroll, yet stuck in the infinite loop. Recycle. I'm edgy cynical, which some may misinterpret as psycho. Honest to a fault. If that makes me an asshole, so be it. Lol. I think that all men who speak a word with me are into me. I procrastinate like hell. I'll elaborate further later.